Errol Spence Jr. back in the ring after that scary accident last year. Unanimous decision in his return over Danny Garcia. Spence Jr. and Garcia landed the exact same number of power punches with 103, but the jab was the difference. Spence outlanded him by 70 in total punches, with the difference all coming with the jab. He was coming off the longest fight layoff of his career, with his last one coming 434 days ago. Let's bring in Teddy Atlas now for his breakdown on what we saw. Teddy, all eyes on Errol Spence to see if he was the same fighter he was before the accident. What did you think of his performance?
Sensational. Great. You know, he's not just a seek and destroy guy, just a relentless guy. He's a smart fighter, complete package. He dominated this fight tonight. I had him winning every round possibly, but maybe I could give one round to Garcia. I don't know what the judges were watching to give 4 rounds to him. But either way, dominant performance by Spence, coming back off that unbelievable, scary accident. You didn't know if he was going to be mentally right. You knew he was going to be physically okay, but you didn't know if he was mentally going to be right, if there was going to be some ghost up in the belfry, so to speak, that would come and haunt him a little bit early in the fight. But no, he did an exorcism. You know, I guess he knows how to do that. He got rid of those ghosts, and he dominated every round, not just as a strong, aggressive fighter, like I said earlier, but a smart fighter behind that jab. The jab sets the table. The left hand eats if you're a southpaw. The right jab of the southpaw, Spence, controlled the action all night long, and he knew why he wanted to use that jab, Stan, because he was in there with a counterpuncher with Garcia. And if you use that jab, and you got a long jab the way that Spence does, you don't give the counterpuncher anything to counter. You keep him at the end of the jab. He needs you to cooperate a little bit and walk in. But if you're behind the jab, well, there's nothing to counter. And there was really very little to counter for Garcia all night long. Spence was the busier fighter, the better fighter, the dominant fighter, and he's the world champion.
All right, now he didn't take a tune-up fight. He jumped right back in against a very high-quality opponent. So now, is the timing right for the fight I think everybody wants to see, Spence against Terence Crawford?
The timing's right. That's the only fight I want to see. That's the only fight the fans want to see. The two best. You know, fight it out and see who gets their hands raised. The problem is that Crawford is with Top Rank, and Spences with PBC. The fight that I think they're going to probably look to make with Spence, a fight I don't want to see. They're going to look to make Pacquiao because he's with PBC.
Right.
And it would be easier to make that fight. And he's a huge name. I get it. But he's 41, 42 years old, Pacquiao now. I really don't want to see him in there with Spence.
All right, well, let's see. Let's hope the promoters work it out and we can get the fight that the fans want to see, because there's certainly demand for Spence Crawford. Teddy, always great to spend some time with you, my man.
Same with you, Stan.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.